Cool. So this one's the Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight reveal trailer. I'm just going to watch it through and talk it through as I go through it, and then we can go back through with the little bits that I noticed and stuff afterwards. We got the so already the the Foley sounds, like the movement sounds, Batman putting his cap on. The Batman hat. You know what I'm saying? That's they've done. The Lego sound effect with pop. Which is Lego, and it's animated Lego. They always exaggerate the sound effects of the characters, but then it just makes it seem like a game. Like all the movements, they've all used Foley for grabbing stuff and moving out the way. They have the sound of someone moving out the way going, and someone grabbing something, like the clicks and stuff. Which is very cool. So breaking into a container. They've just gone into those containers, the shipping containers. Batman's already in there. But what I really like about it is that they do have all the sound effects of all the movements, but they do keep it in the game, like the motif of the game, where it's very much, it's a bit plasticky, and it's a bit, childish. It's a bit like colourful. It's all that stuff. It's very Lego, which is why it's very effective. And then you get that big fanfare of Batman as he's standing behind the thing.
I need to become a symbol. But what did you have in mind?
And you got the Batman. Can you? I don't know if you can hear, but it's got the Batman motif. Of the. That kind of superhero kind of music. What's very cool is that they do keep the theme of the Lego going through. So for a lot of like impact noises and stuff, there's like the sound of Lego breaking, or the sound of Lego being dropped, all that. The sound, not the sound that it really creates, but the sound that you hear in all the Lego animation games when it's like pieces are falling apart, which I think is very cool and very good continuation of the Lego franchise. So this is kind of just showing us some like live action gameplay at the moment. But yeah.
Who are you?
He was in a bin, so his sound, he had a bin on his head because he'd just been kicked into a bunch of fish. And the bin on his head was distorting his voice. It made it sound very metallic, which I think is very cool. I wouldn't know how to do that, I think. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't get how you could make someone sound metallic or sound like they're inside something metallic unless you put a bin over their head and get them to say that, which I don't think would make sense. So, yeah, it's very cool.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. And you got that motif. It's very much keeping up with the idea of Batman and the genre, as well as kind of focusing, like the music-wise, it's very intense and it's very Batman. But the screen, the stuff you see on the screen, it's an animation, it's a Lego animation, so it's kind of like an oxymoron of this extremely serious character and then this very fun child's game kind of colliding.
Why so serious? You want to get nuts?
See, this is the thing, it's like in lots of like the fight scenes and the impact scenes, when someone gets hit on the ground or someone gets hit hard, it's that Lego breaking apart sound, which is great because it's just continuing the theme.
I'm allergic to nuts.
Who's the man behind the mask?
So this is very cool. This is similar to one of the Batman films. I can't remember which one because I don't really watch Batman, but I think it might be in the second one with Christian Bale. You know, where the car's flipped up and stuff, and he's walking towards it. And that big car chase scene, I think that's what they're reference. Well, it's a reference to Batman just fighting crime. That's what it seems like to me. I mean, it even captures the stuff rolling around in his car as he's getting flipped over in an accident. Like, this is very, very, you know, they've really got precise with it. They've even got the, for some reason there's a bunch of rubber ducks all over the road in this scene. I'm not sure why. I'm not going to go into it. That's not what I'm talking about. But the fact that, like, they showed him standing on it and it squeaks as he, you know, stands off it. It's very, I really like it.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
So this is Bane, who we all know has that giant, like, thingy, you know, which will affect his speech as it does in, you know, the live action films instead of the animations. It does have an effect on his voice because, I mean, it's a mask and it's like makes you sound like a robot.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
So it just kind of sounds a bit more like, you know, like somewhat, I don't want to say bit crushed because that's definitely not the right term, but kind of having a bit of digital distortion and just making it a bit crunchier. It makes, I also think it's Matt Berry's voice from what I can, it sounds like Matt Berry's voice, which is so funny on Bane because they're totally different characters. But it's just those little things, you know, like someone's wearing a mask, they're speaking, their voice is going to be slightly different. It's going to be slightly muffled, which is what you can kind of hear in like the ally. That part, it kind of gets a bit muffled towards the end, referencing the mask, which I think is very cool.
I was born in it, molded by. Who put that there?
He stood on a Lego block.
I could have really hurt myself.
Yeah, this is very cool. I do like this one. I think one of what's so cool and so effective about it is that it doesn't really it's not over. It's not trying to build a soundtrack. It's not trying to build a big song around the trailer, or vice versa. It's very much, you know, Batman, and then Batman's theme kind of coming through and kind of like, you know, amplifying towards the end as you get to the finish, to build that tension and to build, you know, but just making it subtle because it's Batman. Everyone knows Batman. Everyone knows Batman's kind of, you know, like a big fight guy. So having that kind of crescendo as if it was like it's leading towards the big thing not only makes the viewer be like, oh my god, this is so cool, I want to see what happens next because of that tension, and they kind of leave you on that tension. But also, I've just totally forgotten. Yeah, okay, ignore the second part. There's no also, but yeah. So, I mean, in comparison of the two, I think they're very different, which is what's very cool to me about them. Because obviously both are animated games because it's a video game, so you can't really, you know. I feel like they're both very different in the style. Forza Horizon is very minimalist. Like, they're trying not to show too much. They're just trying to be like it's a teaser trailer, so I get it. They're trying not to show too much. They're trying to just give us a hint of what's there, and they're trying to make it very natural, and they're trying to make it very, you know, not in your face. Whereas the Lego Batman is very much in your face from the get-go. You know, the changes is that the people that will play Forza Horizon will like playing Forza Horizon. You know, they've played the first 5 games of it, plus the motorsport games, plus all the community stuff, and all, you know, there's so much of this huge game, huge community for the game. So kind of building up a teaser trailer without showing too much except the location, because Japan is going to be awesome. I'm really excited because it's going to be the best roads and everything. Like, it kind of plays off the fact that they know they have a big community. They have they have the numbers, because it's one of the biggest selling car games, or it might actually be, the franchise might be the biggest, and I'm not 100% certain on that, so don't fact check me. But the Batman, because I've played a few Lego animation games, and they're all very similar. You know, it's very much designed for children, or designed for people who don't want to do intense, super intense, but they want to play games that have action. They want to play games that keep you doing stuff, that keep you solving puzzles, like the Lego Batman, because they get you going on missions and stuff, as from what I remember from the previous Lego Batman game, is that you're constantly doing stuff and you're moving around, and that's very much what it shows here. It shows that there's kind of constant action, and there's show that, you know, there's dialogue, it shows that there's lots of characters, and also, like, I like this bit here.
I'm more than a man. I need to become a symbol.
Because it's Batman, you know, and it references the movies, and it references the idea of Batman, which, you know, is very cool. I feel like it's a bit derivative, but I have a feeling. I mean, it's very on character. It's interesting because I feel like the way that they move and the way that they speak is not quite the same, because they're Lego characters. You know, they're very square heads and their mouths don't really move too much. It does seem a bit weird that his voice, because it's Batman's voice, that kind of low Batman voice with the character, it does seem a bit funny, it does seem a bit off, but that is the general idea of Lego, is that it always seems a bit off. Like, you're always a bit like, huh, what is this? This looks so weird. But then it's like, oh wait, this actually would be what it is. You know, this is how I would recreate it if I was having to make a Lego Batman video game, you know? It's keeping with the motifs and the traits of Lego, Batman, and, you know, video games, and all that kind of, the whole, is very much effective. Comparatively, I definitely do prefer the Forza Horizon 1, mostly because I'm a massive Forza Horizon fan. But yeah, and I do feel like the Forza Horizon 1 is a bit more of a trailer. It's a bit more of like an advert, you know, it builds that tension and it has that kind of, you want to watch it. With this one, with the Legacy of the Dark Knight trailer, it's very much just trying to show you what the game has. It's not kind of playing off the idea that it's a big game and people want to play it in the first place. It's very much oh, there's this new game, we're going to spend a lot of money on advertising to make this. And I'm sure they have done with Forza, but the difference is, you know, Forza's got that community already. I know it has that community. I don't know about Lego Batman, but it's definitely, the Lego Batman is definitely aiming towards the kids and kind of getting on the impulse and like the hyper of like the bang, 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 that kind of moment, which is, you know, attractive to kids. It's a Lego, it's a video game, you know. So they do two different genres of games. One's like a open world racing / a driving simulator. This one's a puzzle action game based in Gotham. So two totally different games, so I can get it. But personally, I definitely say Forza's the one for me.